You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Thursday the 4th of September 2025 and you are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. And I've had another really productive day today. I'm very pleased with what I achieved, so I shall talk you through it very quickly because I'm going to read you something else that I wrote at the writing group thing yesterday. So firstly, this morning I did a 3-hour writing stream in which I read chapter 8 twice through and was quite happy with it by the end of that on the screen. So I did that live stream and then came off the live stream. I did a few other bits and pieces this afternoon, including giving some feedback to a writer who has been gracious enough to watch my Twitch stream. So I've been reading a story that she's been writing to give a feedback on that. So I finished reading it this morning before I did the stream, put the notes together, gave her the feedback, and then this evening I did another live stream, not as long. In fact, as I speak, it is during the live stream and it's been going on for 1 hour and 13 minutes as we speak. But during that time, I have managed to sign off chapter 8 of Self-Portrait. It is called Evelyn's Choice and I'm pleased with it. So tomorrow I need to start writing chapter 9. I'm really keen to knock out a chapter every 3 days whilst I'm off work, because if I do that, it will help me to easily reach the word count target I've given myself this month. Last month I gave myself 20,000 words. This month I've given myself 25,000 words because I'm not working for the first 2 weeks of the month. And I'm toying, if I manage to do it, I'm going to give myself a target of 30,000 for October because I'm not working at all in October. Right, that's the update of what I've done today. Yesterday, you may remember, I attended a writing group, and one of the things they do at the writing group, which is quite good fun, I have to admit, is they give you a writing prompt and then you have 15-20 minutes, depending on what you're doing, to write it. Hello! Oh, sorry, I've just said hello to someone who's back, but this is the podcast, so you won't know about that. Right, so what I'm going to quickly do is read this story that I wrote yesterday. So the prompt I was given was that you share your house with a ghost who is obsessed with cooking TV shows. And I had 20 minutes and I wrote this. The ghost that inhabits my house has a problem. He's not nasty. Well, he hasn't been so far. He doesn't kill people. And thankfully for everyone who knows him, he is bound to my house. He has been unable to leave it, although he is always telling me that it is his ambition to do so and that he is working on it. The ghost's name is Gerald. And so he spends all of his time watching the TV channels with the higher numbers, the ones that are not in HD, the ones that I never ever watch. Before, when I came down from bed, I would find the television channel was on the same as when I went to bed. No more. Now it is invariably on one of the cooking channels. And then one day, I get up. Being a single person who lives alone, albeit in a gloriously ramshackle and rambling house, in the few years that I've been here, I've come to rely on his company. He retreats into the cellar when the sun comes up. I wander downstairs in my dressing gown and find the television still on the news channel I was watching last night, which is odd. I cross the hall to the cellar door and walk down the stairs. Gerald's presence is nowhere to be felt. What is different is that the old work surfaces that used to be around the outside have been dragged into the middle. It's a mystery, but the main emotion I'm feeling at this precise moment is loneliness. Where has the little shit got to? Will he come back? Throughout the day, there is no sign of Gerald. At 5 in the afternoon, there is a knock on the door. I open it, and it's Waitrose, with an enormous delivery. The note says that it is to be delivered to the cellar. Bemused, I help the driver lug the tote boxes down the stairs and dump the contents onto the dimly lit work surfaces. I check the invoice to make sure that I haven't paid for this. I have not. The invoice is to a Mr. F, whoever that is. The driver leaves. I wonder about aimlessly missing my pet ghost and worrying about all the unrefrigerated food that's going to waste downstairs. It's just before 9 that evening, and suddenly there is another knock at my door. Open it and find another delivery van, but this time it is full of people. 9 people with old brown sacks over their heads. The driver laughs, says something about students, and says that my new guests must go down to the cellar. He helps them down, and I watch, bemused. At 9 o'clock, I go down to the cellar. Gerald has returned, and he has an enormous grin on his face. He is slightly incandescent, but is holding a very real knife in his hands. "I left the house," he said excitedly. "I can tell," I say. "You may remove the sacks," says Gerald. He usually has a friendly voice, but tonight he sounds terrifying. I watch in awe and horror as I realise that I recognise 3 of the people that Gerald has arranged to be here. "What the fuck is going on?" asks Noel Fielding. "Where are we?" says Alison Hammond. "Can I sit down?" demands Paul Hollywood. Gerald walks over to the 6 other people and points the knife at them. "You will bake," he says, his voice echoing around the cellar. He walks over to the judges and gives them a nasty smile. "And you will judge." "And after that?" Noel Fielding asks, in a high-pitched voice. "You will do it again, and again, and again." He points the knife at the horrified comedian. "Forever." Yes, I was feeling very silly yesterday, you can probably tell. So I wrote that in basically 15 and a bit minutes. Anyway, that's literally come to 6 minutes, so I'm not going to bore you with any more. I'll be back at the same time tomorrow, hopefully telling you that I have written some of Chapter 9. Take care, thank you for listening, bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.